Yo, what's up? I gotta make a follow-up video. So, the man, the legend, Asmon Gold, the number one guy on Twitch before Hassan cried to his mommy, and the Twitch staff and stuff. What's his name again? Dan Clancy? And now he's just like, well, actually, I think Asmon wanted to go outside, and we gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. So I made the video today, and it was about how racism was like kind of artificially created to hide people from the facts of life, right? Like you think that like everybody's like on your side and stuff, and you go around the world and like people will call you every single like racist thing in the book, you know, just for stepping on their land, especially when it's their home turf. Yeah. So as I said in the previous video, like these charity organization with like the African Americans that went to Palestine. What can I say, right? Like I already said what I had to say about that. It's horrifying that you're forced subject yourself to that. Yeah, it's like it's a little late here. I'm gonna talk a little bit more quiet than usual, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can hear my voice. And then Cincinnati, the Cincinnati attack. Now, as when Gold saw this, maybe a day or two after I saw it, and I saw the raw footage because I'm always the curious guy to understand context, right? Like what happened in the beginning. So, from what I could see in the video, there was a group of people, like a couple white guys, an old white guy, and like a lady, and then like a bunch of black guys, like maybe 6 to 8. But like I think only 3 or 4 got involved, along with like one black lady or something. I think it was like such a blur. I actually, this might sound bad for someone reporting on like current events. It's like I didn't actually want to watch it because like, well, my version of it was censored, right? So I couldn't see jack shit. Like I remember I could only see the girl hitting the ground, and then it just cut away, or like the other videos just had it so blurred that like I couldn't make it out. But yeah, they're getting beaten down like hard. Like okay, I understand throwing somebody a beating, but like this is one of those things where and this is what I mean about the monkeys dancing, right? Like yes, this is excessive, and these people need to be put away for a long ass time. You know what I mean? Like put away in jail for years because closed fist punching a woman in the back of the head is like one of those things where I don't care what your reason was. As a man, you don't have one. You don't have you could have just kicked her in the knee. You could have just like slapped her bum. You could have like what I mean? Like you could have did 100 things that were almost as effective as like well, effective in the way of like just incapacitating her. If the goal was you wanted to murder somebody, right? Then and I don't want to play into the hands of these like these people on the media because like they're saying that, right? They're saying, oh, they're they want to charge these people with attempted murder. They should be charged with, to the fullest extent of the law. And it's like one of those things where even though it would be an open and shut case normally, the fact that like the vice president and like all these people are chiming in and getting involved with it means like these people are going to suffer in the prison industrial complex. And so they dance. The monkeys dance. They do what people say that they're not supposed to do, and then the other monkeys, say, "Oh, look at those people. They should, be punished they're animals. Like the word animal has been like used so many times when describing this incident, right? And I don't want like I know from what I saw that like at least to me from my perspective that the white guy started it. That one dude who shoved the black guy in the face, right? Or like slapped him. You know it was like a weird angle. No, yeah, I think he just shoved him. Didn't slap him. He just like shoved him, and then like that's when the flip fists started flying, and it came from behind. Like all these guys started hitting the white guys from behind. Boom, boom, boom. But like they were fighting back too, so it wasn't like just a one sided thing. It's just like they didn't know how to fight, and they lost horrifyingly bad. And it's like one of those things where you'd think that you'd know better than to go downtown and like maybe they had a couple drinks or whatever, but that doesn't excuse putting your hands on like strangers. And yes, a fight ensued, but the fact that like all these civilians were getting injured and shit, um my take on it is like this: people are sick of and tired of people breaking up fights. Okay, they're sick and tired of it. People jump in the way, they get involved, and then like and I'm not saying like yo, you should punch that girl in the back of the head. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you were to find like um desire a reason for this level of like lawlessness, I guess. Like like I don't even know if I ever got into a fight that bad in high school. Because we always had the restraint of you can get expelled or the cops will get called and then we're gonna get like kicked out of school. Then our parents are gonna be like, what the fuck, dude? Right? Because like I think well, I think it's 18, right? Excuse me. We graduated early, by the way. I was born in 1985, and we didn't have our OAC, so we had the same curriculum as America, where we had like 4 years in high school. I think that's what they have. And then we just go straight to university, and we go with the older grades too. So, and we had to cram all our stuff. Our curriculum was new. The subjects were new. They kept putting like the two grades together. They even started doing that in grade 11. I was like failing like crazy, man. Like crazy. That's probably why nobody like really got down and like gave people savage beatings. But like when it comes down to this, if given a chance, people will gang up, fighting groups and stuff. And like people want to point the finger and say, yeah, yeah, black people angry, black people this. Uh, the only time I've ever been jumped by a group of black people, and it was like a personal thing. I worked at UPS. Um, this half black, half white kid, right? His aunt was the supervisor, but this kid was like a fucking cokehead and a half. Like he was just like some fucking retard, and I didn't know at the time because his aunt didn't tell me. His aunt, the supervisor, right? And we were working the same graveyard shift, and this motherfucker. So this is how bad. This is how long ago this was, right? This motherfucker, right, took iPods. This is how old it was, and he put it in my jacket because we all had like hangers and stuff on the front of the assembly line, and then we just take it off when we work in our like clothes and stuff, so we don't get dust and all that shit from the boxes all over our shit, whatever. Yeah, I think we had a jumpsuit if I'm not mistaken. If not, I'm just like whatever. We just like wore whatever we wanted to, just like regular like work stuff. And then so after he got fired, I never even understand when he got fired. He started calling me up. I never knew anything about it. It was just like it was kind of weird too. I'm like, why'd you get fired? He's like, no, I didn't want to work there. And then one time he just set me up and he jumped me with like a bunch of guys in Jane and Finch. And then, but like I bring that up because I've never been jumped by black people. If that makes sense. I mean, I've met like a bunch of them, which I had disagreements with, arguments, some of them fights, like one on one, but I've never been jumped by a group of black people. So, take I like and like thinking about where the areas I would used to go to, Scarborough, Markham, downtown Toronto, Jane and Finch, uh, Newmarket sometimes. And like, I bring that up because guess what? Most of the people who jumped me were either Muslims, Jews, um, damn, Catholics never. I never had beef with Catholics before. That's weird. Huh. Russians. I don't care. I care if they have a religion or not. I consider all Russians atheists. Like fuck them. It's just like, go fight. Go fight for Ukraine. Go fight for your country. Like, god damn it, man. The brain drain from them. So it's just like, why even bother bringing up anything about your fucking people, man? Miserable fucking parasite slave nation. Like, I got no beef against like the young people and like the people who are like forced to fight the wars in Russia who are like, stuck in that situation. But for a fact that like most of the motherfuckers over here in North America, Australia, Europe, like I was Russian, motherfucker. But like, a couple months ago, before the war was kicking off, from waving their Russian flag, they never wanted to speak English. Always Russian, Russian. Shut the fuck up, man. And now look at them bitch ass motherfuckers. They ain't got no country. Anytime they want to rep their shit, like, dude, everybody hates on them. Everybody hates them. But like, that's neither here nor there. Like, I'm telling you this from like a darker skinned brown man perspective, because like a lot of people have that innate fear of black people, and I'm not saying like, you shouldn't be, because it's like they're not soft, okay? They're not people that you can fucking trifle with. Like the thing that I saw about that whole conflict, that I'm making this video, just discuss and stuff, is nobody wants to talk how this thing started, right? Who who started the argument, why it was started, who made physical contact at first, and how this fight carried on. Now that being said, going over the events, right? So after these people were getting attacked, um, the old guy tried to come in and break it up, and then he was tossed on the floor. And then a group of guys went over and started stomping on the guys, and then like the lady tried to come in, and then she got sucker punched, and it was pretty brutal. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm saying like this is what happens when people are forced to choose sides, and the fatalism of said sides. Now, had this fight had been between those groups of gentlemen, not involving the ladies or the old guy, well, yeah, most likely it wouldn't have, ended in brutality and like, made national news, right? But the involvement of people jumping in to try to break it up, like I can understand that, like maybe he's your husband or maybe he's, your father or something like that. And you want to like, get him out of that, stupid conflict that maybe he started, maybe they started, whatever, right? But this is the new normal because look, man, criminals run the fucking streets. They do. And when criminals run the streets, what happens is cops can't do jack shit. Like I said, you can't rely on the police. They said something like 6 minutes. So she's on the ground, unconscious, 6 minutes. If she wasn't breathing, she's brain dead. She's a vegetable. Okay? Proliferation. Proliferation is one of those things that people are just shy about because it's like, especially here in Canada, like they gotta pick up a fucking thesaurus dictionary to figure out what I'm saying, and you can't even just say the actual word that you want to say because it's just like whatever, right? But yes, absolutely, the fuck, dude. And here, I'll take it a step further, and people are going to bash me for this, but use the weapon first. Use the weapon first, and use it on as many people as you can to give yourself safety. Always watch your back. If they're going to attack you from the back, and do not, I repeat, do not swing softly. Remember, if you're being attacked by a group of people like this, and yeah, you're gonna be in the court room for God knows how long, right? Figuring it out, I guess, going back and forth with the lawyers, judge, district attorney, etc. It's stressful too, right? Like, 'cause you don't know. Like, I can't, and I can't give you the perfect answer. Like, I'm not here for that. I'm just here for just my advice on the situation. In fact, I'm gonna take it a step further. Don't take my advice over this because there is no right answer. Like for me, proliferation is a necessity, right? Because like I said, I personally cannot rely on the police. Now, in your situation, yes, that could be the case, but your police could fucking put a bullet in your head, dude. You understand that? Like, okay, going back to that video I made. Yo, apparently the guy who drove the car is a Hindu. I'm like styling on the Sikhs the whole time. Oh man, yeah, I don't give a fuck. No, but real talk. Um, I don't care if he was a Hindu. Why didn't the cop shoot? Had he had run that car down that alleyway and someone was just, going out for their smoke break, whatever, they work a kitchen or they're, working inside and they just come out for their smoke break. I saw where that was. That could have been a possibility. And again, I'm, I understand the restraint that is required to possess that job. It's not a job that is for everybody. In fact, I go a step further. To an extent, a police officer in certain circumstances, not every circumstance, would be more stressed out than a soldier because of the required restraint and like you don't even know if circumstance used against you. Like you have the DA, you have your police chief, and everybody on the force that's gonna vouch for you, and your body cam and everything, right? But you still don't know if you acted excessively or in the heat of the moment your emotions got the best of you. And here's the thing with cops, like they always have to yell, right? They always have to yell. Like it's funny too, is because it's like as the guy this is the new age, right? Everybody films everything, right? So the guys were following the car down the alleyway, and then like obviously the cops are gonna chase down the car, right? The group of kids in the car, whatever. And then as the guy's just like filming, and I don't think he looks behind him. It's like move out of the way, right? Uh, when they dance, dude, when they dance, it's like now I don't want it to be a race war, but it kind of is, and I don't think I don't want to say it. Like everybody just take care and hope for the best.